with
orgies.
kids?
No, not kids. No.
I don't know. They're doing stuff to girls who are saying no. They're raping them.
Oh, okay, it's on video.
It's on video. He's drugging them. He's raping them.
Yo, this guy's crazy, yo. Where you get this from? Don't believe this guy, bro. It's not that stuff is not even.
All right, we're live now, Nick. We're live now.
Okay, I'm done.
We're live. Oh, Jesus, it's Nick goes off. He's crazy.
Yo, Nick is crazy, bro.
He's like, where's Fred at? What's he buying that's not going to work for him today? Where's he at? All right. Tuesday, September 24th. All right, so I got a good subject. Because I actually did some work on it, didn't I?
Yeah. What is it? What is it?
Let's say
what's the subject?
So Chili's, the restaurant Chili's. Okay.
Did you eat there or did you clean it up?
So Chili's, let me start first. Nick, I'm gonna fucking put you on mute. I swear to God, Nick.
Fucking later.
He did it to himself. Don't unmute yourself right now, Nick. I swear, Nick. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. I didn't mute you, Nick. I did not mute you.
You hurt my feelings.
Come on, dude. Come on.
I'll be invisible.
You're black and white. Okay, so we were like, right now in the economy, the restaurants are taking a huge hit. Everybody can tell. Restaurants are one of the biggest service businesses that are just getting slammed. And I guess y'all can tell. There's a lot of restaurants closing. They don't make their sales. They're not making their profit. But I'll tell you one big company, one business that is, it is Chili's. They actually went up 14%. So, oh, you got to turn your phone off.
Because they got good chicken wings.
Hear myself over there. Okay. And one of the reasons they've had 14% increase instead of losing money, which is just incredible, and it's beat Wall Street's numbers and everything, is they've done some things that are different. They've done some things that are different that I'm going to relate over to junk removal. Okay, and I think it's really important because I took my boy to his first time to Chili's. It was my boy's first time to Chili's. He's never been to Chili's in his life. No. And we got the 3 for me, and it was $10.99
each.
Tell them what it was.
Nice burger. Huge plate of salsa and chips. French fries and a drink.
Talk a little closer.
French fries and a drink, and then big plate of salsa and chips for $10.99. I mean, damn, we were stuffed. For 10, like I say, walked out there. 2 of us are $23.62 or something crazy.
Yeah,
and we were stuffed.
So yeah, I did some research on Chili's, why they were profitable during this slowdown the economy, and then I saw something on CNBC about them, and then I'm going to relate it over to junk removal. Well, you know what? I'm going to open this up to everybody. What is one thing that they did? And I wrote down I have the list right here. I wrote down everything. Yeah, your phone is on, dude.
I turned it off.
Why can't I hear myself? I don't know. I hear something. Hello? Hello? No? Okay, come on now.
Yo, keep messing with those haunted houses. That's what happens.
Okay, so let's think about the restaurant industry. What's one of the things that Chili's did? And don't look it up, Orson. Fuck, Orson's Googling shit like this. I can tell he's Googling shit. What's one thing that Chili's did to show revenue, to show profit? What do y'all think they did? Anybody?
They cut expenses.
Well, of course they cut expenses, but how did they cut expenses?
They fired all the Mexicans.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. I would have hired all Mexicans to cut expenses.
They took out their second tier of management.
The what?
They took out their second tier of management from the top.
Okay, so he quit. He actually quit. He didn't have to oust. They oust the CEO. They oust him, and they brought in a new CEO. And it's this new CEO about 2 years ago changed Chili's around. I'm going to tell you what they did. One of the first things that he wanted to do was cut the menu like 20%. They got rid of food like the 6-ounce sirloin steak that wasn't a good seller because everybody would just buy the 8-ounce sirloin steak. steak. So here's what would happen. Let's just say the sirloin steak would stay in the freezer, and after 6 months or 3 months, they would throw out the sirloin steak. Now, this was a slow loss of money, but it wasn't only the sirloin steak. It was a sandwich, a turkey and cheese that didn't sell. Then they got rid of the turkey, and that turkey would go bad after a few days or a few weeks.
And the expense of
that, it was a long-term amount of expenses that they started losing money, but they didn't recognize by cutting the things that did not sell at all, they would make money.
Cutting the fat.
What'd you say, Rick?
Cutting the fat, man.
Yeah. So they cut 20% of their menu. So they lost about, they said it was like 20%, like 1/3 of their menu. They lost. They just got rid of it. The stuff that did not sell, they got rid of it, and they started seeing profit when it came to the food part.
And nobody really noticed it.
And nobody ever noticed it. Nobody had ever noticed. None of the managers, none of the district managers ever noticed any of that until this guy came in and said, get rid of all the fat and let's concentrate on the things that we sell really good. Like the molten lava cake, the ribs sell really good, all the burgers sell really good, and they got rid of a lot of things. That was the first thing they did. Then, number two, the new president came in, the new CEO came in, and he started reducing all the sponsorships that they do and all the partnerships. And this was a big deal that they started doing with DoorDash and Uber Eats.
Yeah.
So get this. Chili's had this Chili's to go thing that was very, very successful. Everybody knows. I mean, Orson, you knew Chili's has a great to go. They have a great to go thing. They come out to the car, you honk, and they walk right out and they deliver, boom, boom, boom. Chili's to go was always good, but they decided to change it and up it more by giving free delivery if you order. So, and they would contract with like DoorDash, Uber Eats, and just offer the free delivery. Believe it or not, they lost money doing that. They would lose money every time a delivery would be delivered to a house. They would just not make any profit. So the new CEO came in, and he's like, you know what? We're not having any deals. We're not doing sponsors. We're not doing media. We're not doing this with influencers. You know what? We're going right back to the core. Forget about DoorDash and Uber Eats. If they want to order from us, we're not going to deliver. We're not going to give them delivery for free. Boom. They cut them out, and they saw profit on that end. That was another thing that they changed. They did not get in a business that they did not understand. And this whole delivery thing about them delivering, there was always Chili's to go. But this whole delivery thing, they decided to get out of it. And they're like, you know what? We're not making any money. So they got out of that. Number three, they realized that during the slow economy that most of these young kids were going to McDonald's. They were going to fast food restaurants, Taco Bell, Rosa's, Chicken Express. Okay. They were buying food that was really quick and really cheap. And that's why most of these restaurants took a hit, but not Chili's. Chili's says, you know what? Let's buy food in bulk, but sell it cheap. So they did the 3 for me. That's 3 items, which we had tonight.
Yeah.
3 items. Let me tell you what they are. You get a drink. Unlimited refills, we asked today. You get chips and hot sauce or a salad. And you get a burger or a crispy chicken sandwich for $10.99.
And fries.
And fries. With fries.
And fries.
Now, if you go to McDonald's for $8, you get hamburger and a drink and fries, right? Well, Chili's one goes all out, and they throw in the hot sauce and chips or the salad.
And it was good. It was good salsa.
It was good. It was good. God, we ate so much.
Yeah.
Okay, $10.99. People notice that. You know what Chili's #1 item that they were selling the most was this past year? With the chips and the hot sauce, because everybody was doing the 3 for me. Their second best product was the old timer and the smash burger, which is all on the 3 for me.
That's what I had, and it was good.
Yeah, that's what he had. I had the crispy sandwich. So it went off, and they were successful. And you know why? It's because they adjusted to the economy. So I looked at all these stuff, and I started thinking about junk removal, about us, what we do, or what we can do to adjust to the economy, just like Chili's does, and we can relate to it. Number 1, Chili's cut 20% of their menu. They got rid of things they just don't understand. They were like, you know what? We're not cooking this. We're not making this food. Let's not do it. Number one, for junk removal, don't add extra services to your junk removal. And quit doing jobs that are so far away. And quit doing things you don't understand. For instance, big hoarder houses that you can't do. Orson, we know what's up, right? Big construction job sites that we're not sure if we're quoting them right. Get rid of the fat. Get rid of those things by not offering those things. Just get rid of them. Chili's do not offer those things anymore. They cut the fat and they got rid of it, and they started seeing the profits. Guys, sometimes when we go out there and we do junk removal and we price it wrong, we know we priced it wrong because we're fucking working. We're going, fuck, we priced it wrong.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tell you something we did today. We priced it wrong today, didn't we? With the
Fred.
So we show up to a house today. I charged $45 for a fridge, and this motherfucker was not a fridge. It was a Sub-Zero.
Well, then you got to tell them it's not a fridge.
Hey, trust me, Nick.
It identifies as a mini fridge.
What'd you say?
It identifies as a mini fridge.
Identified as a Sub-Zero, not a fridge.
That's funny. That's funny, Orson. Nice one, Orson. So I tell the guy, and he didn't mention to me it was a Sub-Zero. I go up there and I'm saying, sir, I cannot charge you $45 for this. And I told Robert behind closed doors, I told him and I said, Robert, let's not do this job. We're out this job. I do not want to do this job. Robert was like, I don't want to hurt my back. And I'm like, I don't want to hurt my shoulder.
This thing was unbelievably heavy.
It was so big. I turned around and I told the lady, I says, ma'am, we'd have to take the doors off. We'd have to take the compressor off. We're going to be here too long. I'd have to charge you $150. And Robert's in the back going, 200. And then I'm going, she's not going to take the 150. And let me tell you, tell them where we were at. Tell them the neighborhood we were at.
Oh, if you're in Arizona, you'd be in Paradise Valley or nice Scottsdale area. It was a hoity-toity, drinking tea with your pinky out area. It was nice. Every lawn was manicured. It was a nice part of town.
Highland Park, Orson. Okay. We were in Highland Park.
Nice part of town.
And these motherfuckers did not want to pay the $150. And guess what? Me and Robert
walked away.
We knew to get out of that job. We have talked about it before I raised the price to $150.
And there's no way this guy's going to get someone coming in there for $150.
Yeah.
Because you had to take the freezer off of the big dolly to get it underneath this door to get it through the garage. And it was just going to be a can of worms unless you had 3 guys to pull it around the grass around the garage. It was just a can of worms for even $150. It's like, man, that's too much work. There's too much risk involved of getting yourself hurt for something that freaking heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that you and I couldn't hardly move it on the dolly. It was so damn heavy.
Yeah, it was so damn heavy. So, but one thing that we did do, we did the Chili's. We cut the fat on that. We got rid of the job that we didn't want to do. It wasn't efficient. It wasn't good enough. Rick, go ahead.
So I guess my question is here, I can tell you of all the jobs we do, my least favorite, I hate them, are hoarding jobs. I mean, I don't know anybody who I know that they're good payout for a lot of people, and they are for us, but I hate every minute of it. But the point is, do you take these services, the fat, and you take them off your website?
You know what? That's a great question, Rick. I'm going to be honest with you, Rick. I think you're the only person in this group that doesn't like hoarder houses. Am I correct, guys? Or does everybody love hoarder houses because they pay good?
I hate them.
I like the fun of it, fun finding stuff.
Nick likes them. I love them. Orson loves them. I know Orson loves them. Oh, yeah. Nashville loves them. Moses loves them. I'll tell you something, Rick. If it's Josh likes them. Rick, if it's something you don't like, cut the fat. Maybe it's not making money for you.
Well, it's not about the money. I make the money. It's the point is, I think I would rather spend my day going to 4 or 5 different customers throughout the day and never do a hoarding house again if I stayed consistent with those 4 or 5 jobs, 6 that pay $300, $400, whatever the price, even $250, $275, rather than do one hoarding house that may take me 2 or 3 or 4 days sometimes and make whatever, and
whoa. You need to
one day.
Yeah, correct that. Rick, you don't say whatever. Give me a number at least. Don't say
I don't know. I think, I don't know, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. I mean, it just depends. They vary depending on the situation. But I think
it's a lot. Rick, I do hoarder houses. Brandon's worked with me. Orson's worked with me. I do hoarder houses. And I don't care how big they are. We do them in one day. We do them in one day, and it's above 5,000. It's in the 7,000, 8,000. Brandon, you did what, a $17,000 job with me? The one in Arlington?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was a one day. We came back the next day to finish it. But no,
I don't pull in other guys. I don't pull in other guys. Yeah. It's up.
And I understand.
Do it makes you happy, man. If you don't like doing them, don't do them. I don't like doing certain
things. No.
Orson, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna ask why, if you don't like doing them, why don't you just subcontract them to somebody else but still offer it?
Maybe I'm just not sure exactly how to sub, probably. And at least over here, I give out plenty of jobs. I if I can't do it, if I'm going out of town or something, but I never get. I don't make a dime off of giving out jobs to anybody. Nobody ever. Rarely do people call me and say, "Hey, I've got a job for you over here." So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to sub. I'll admit that. And I don't have. I just don't have a lot of guys in my back pocket. And most of the guys here, that's their full bread and butter.
Hey, Rick, I got a question for you, and this is a serious question. Is it because you don't? Is it because you used to be an ex-police officer and you don't trust a lot of people?
No, not at all.
Open it.
To do that. I trust a lot of people. No, the point is like when I'm gone or something's going on, or if it's another part of town and I can't get to it, I'm too booked out, I'll send it out to somebody. But rarely, I never get jobs sent to me. So I'm kind of like, why am I throwing out these jobs to you if you're not going to send them back to me?
Well, if you send them out to somebody, you need to get some money for it, dude. You need to get a little percentage.
Nick, I'm not a sub. I've never dealt with subs. I don't know what to say to them or how to,
I'm going to tell you something. I subbed out a job today. You saw the job I subbed out. The guy, remember, $75, and then I made, remember, $200.
Yeah.
So I subbed out a job today. And Robert's like, "What are you doing on the phone?" I said, "Subbing out a job." "Oh, how do you do that?" I said, "Shit, I sent someone to go do the job and to give me a price for it." And then I raised the price on it. It was a commercial job. I had to pay the guy $75 today. I'll see my money later on, Rick. I just told him, "Hey, I've worked with, this is Eric Orson. Eric, the 2000, remember the $1,500? Oh my God. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that on the video. That was a debacle.
It was too far to drive, and you said
I didn't want to do it. I'm gonna. You know why? Tell him the reason I didn't want to go. If you remember the reason I don't want to go into that city, what was it? Tell Rick. Tell him.
He don't like cops. An area we were going to has a lot of cops.
A lot of cops, Rick. I mean, this street has a lot of police officers, and I'm already riding hot, Rick. And I'm not going there. So I subcontract to Eric. I called up Eric, Rick, and I said, "Eric, go out there, see what's behind this dumpster and pick it up." Eric's like, "Okay, I'll go back out there. It's not a lot of stuff." And I said, "Just throw it in the dumpster. I'll give you 75. He said, "I'll take 75. Boom, boom. He dumped it. I'm going to bill 200 for it.
So what you do is you get, let's say the customer pays you and then you pay the whoever subbed out, right?
Very easy. Very easy. Very easy. Now, I'll individually contract with everybody. I've individually contract with Brandon. Like Brandon, I'll give him $500, but to Orson, I'll only give him $300, But they don't know it. Oh, shit.
Because he's a Polish. He's a Polak? You're making Polak?
No, it's because he's fucking he's a fucking...
You're making fun of us Polish guys?
Orson, go ahead, Orson.
That's cool. I was just gonna say, I'm sure that, Rick, that there's like a Facebook group you're a part of for the junk removal companies in your area, right? I would just post it on there.
I know connections. It's not reciprocated.
Right.
And I do it all the time. Here's the thing. Do you 1099 them? I mean, how do you?
Nah, I think you just give it to them. The not reciprocated part, that sucks. And that, unfortunately, that happens more often than not. But
Orson,
I think, like, I wouldn't, like, stop trying.
Yeah, Orson, I think the reciprocating part means that you'll give them and you won't get them back, Rick. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I give out jobs and I never get a call back.
Orson, let me tell you something.
For you now.
Let me tell you something, Rick, and I'll be honest with you. Orson, how many jobs do I give away all the time, and how many do I get back? First of all, Orson, how many do I get back?
Maybe 1%, if that.
Yeah,
For every 100 jobs, you might get one back. But you meet people that way. You get people you can call, people that are going to come help you.
It hasn't stopped me. I still send them out, right? But the point is, it's like, I'm more likely going to give it to somebody else, but I don't know. I don't expect anything. I never tell them, hey, pay me back or anything, or send something to me. I guess I just expect it. And if I'm doing something to help them, you guys get a room. So so I don't know. That's me. I'm probably Orson. I'm 1% as well. Okay.
What about like a percentage? Tell them, hey, I got this $4,000 hoarder house. I want 10%. I want $400 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just try it, Rick. Just try it. Why don't you try with something small, Rick? Like a small job, like a hot tub. Which, by the way, why don't you try something small, Rick? Like a trampoline removal, a satellite. I don't know what you remove that's so small, Rick. I'm a big about small single items. I do a lot of. You can tell we do a lot of single items.
Washing machines and everything.
So maybe you should try something small.
And these are only jobs that when I'm going out of town or if it's in a part of the valley, I'm just not going to drive that far for a single item.
Of course.
If they're out here in my neck of the woods, I got them. They're mine.
I didn't want to go to the neck of the woods because there's a lot of police officers in there. They love pulling people over. And my truck looks like a pullover truck, Rick. And that's why I didn't want to go.
I get it.
So maybe you should have insurance.
That was prime target for me.
Okay, mute Nick. Mute Nick.
I think like Nick was saying earlier that the trick is just you charge for them, and instead of expecting them to give you a job back, you just charge them 10%, 20% whatever you want.
Right.
It comes.
And that way you still make money, and you don't got to leave your home. It's a win-win for they get a big hoarding job, you get a couple $100, everyone wins.
Yeah. Yeah, it's how you want to do it, Rick. You know what I mean? It's just how you want to do it, brother. I think you should at least try it out one time. I mean, Orson subbed me a job one time, didn't you, Orson? You threw a dog a bone, didn't you?
A decent amount of jobs so far. I think not maybe 1% of the 1,000 you've sent me over, but
yeah, it's not a big deal. I don't care.
But at that point though, if they're a return customer, good chance they're not going to be your return customer. They're going to be whoever shows up, their return customer, right?
Yeah, but you're not sending a return customer. It's not one of your customers. So if you just get a random phone call,
a first-time customer becomes a return customer in many cases.
Never know.
So there's a good chance they won't be your return customer.
Whoa. One rule that I do have is if you're doing the job for me, you do not give your card, you not give your information. And Orson's really good about that. He's like, hey, Ricardo, they said they wanted you back next week. What do I tell him? I say, I'll take it from here. He goes, okay, cool. Orson,
they don't talk price, right?
No. Orson's business is go pick up the shit and bring it back, and that's it. And he'll charge whatever he's going to charge for it. But if they say, because they have told Orson, come next week and do something, or hey, this and that. And Orson's like, hey, they want to know what you would charge for this and that. And Orson's like, very honest. I mean, I've had people, I've done jobs for Clinton, send me jobs. Brandon, they reach out to me, they'll tell me. Now, if someone's going to screw you over, they don't like you because you're a police officer. That's the only thing I'm thinking, okay?
I'm retired.
I think one thing is like you're sending them the job too for a reason. You don't want to do it for XYZ reason.
Yeah.
So I mean, the odds are
or whatever. I mean, it's generally when I go out of town, but there's some that are just so far away. It's just not. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But okay.
If you sub somebody, you're the payment collector.
You will raise your name, Brandon. You will raise your hand.
Job. Oh, sorry. But if you sub somebody,
raise your hand.
It's raised.
Okay.
If you sub somebody, you're the payment collector.
Yeah.
And whoever you send to do the job, that's a different type of transaction that takes place. So you can look at your business through through the lens of the industry, and if you do, then you're stuck. But if you broaden your perspective, then you can learn to be able to have your repeat customers taken care of. And then when you can't take care of them, then you can sub, but you remain the collector of the payment. So whoever you sub doesn't become the collector of the payment.
I have no idea what he said, but he said something good. I got lost somewhere in the subs. I really did. But no, he gives a good point. He gives a good point. Indio, what do you got, Indio?
So my experience in subbing out work, and I work with Henario and I work with Titan. So we've been able to get a good relationship, and if they have extra stuff or if I have extra stuff, we've been able to help each other out. Now, I've never charged extra. I just said, listen, can you help me out? Because both these guys are very busy, probably busier than me, which is okay. So I just say, hey, can you do this job? Sometimes there's an amount already, and I'll let them know if they could do it for that. And I don't ask for nothing. What we have been doing is, if they do the job, they say, okay, I did the job, and they'll give me the review. That helps me too. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Indio, can I ask you a question, Indio?
What's up?
You met them from this channel, right?
Well, I met Henario through your function. And I've bumped into Titan a couple of times on the road, and he's reached out to me, and we give each other a lot of feedback on TikTok. I give him a thumbs up because he does a lot of TikTok stuff. So so good for him, and he's already killed me in reviews, which is crazy. But he's very active, and to the point where he doesn't even accept my jobs, which is okay.
Right.
but we help each other out. That's
so this group has helped you out, right? This group
absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm good. I'm going to heaven. Honey, I'm going to heaven. I hope somebody else out, babe.
Yeah. So if not for the money, if you want to add stuff, you could do it for review. We've been kind of helping each other out with reviews. So if I do a job for them, I say, hey, I did the job. I take the photos, ask for the review. They give him the review. They give the other company review. So the reviews help. So, if it's not monetary, but at least try to get the review for each other. I think if you want just to try to put yourself out there, and whenever you go to the dump sites, give your business card out and say, hey, how can we link up? And then, say if I'm out of town, because that's what I do. I'm out of town sometimes. I send my jobs off to these guys, and they help me out the best way they can. Just my food for thought.
Rick, go ahead, Rick.
Well, I did that today. Indio, I met a guy that rents dumpsters, and I told him I'll send business his way. He gets junk moves he can't do because he's got a prosthetic leg. Send it to me. But what? I guess my question is, let's say you got a job.
I'm sorry, Rick. Will you go back and rewind that? What did you say? He's got a what kind of leg?
He's got a junk removal, or he's got a dumpster rental service.
Okay.
And people ask him to do hey, can you just do the junk removal? He can't because physically he's unable.
Why? Why, Rick? Why?
Got a prosthetic leg. He can't lift stuff. He can't. So dumpster rental is perfect for him because he doesn't have to do any heavy lifting.
So no matter what you do, you always got a leg up on him, right?
I knew it, man. I knew it.
Hello, is this thing on? Hello, is this on? But hey, so I got a question. I got a question though. Let's say you contract or you got a customer and it's a $500 job, and you have a sub do it. What percentage of that do you take?
It's usually 10%.
If you're subbing out, then you take the lesser percent because that person is got to dump it. Now, if you're dumping, you take the higher percent.
So for
somebody subbing to you.
You got to think about it, Rick. Too. It can't be 10% for Rick, especially if he gets that guy. He's got half of it. He's got half a leg, so it's about 5%. I got more, Rick. I can do this.
Whoever has to
Ricardo, don't give us more.
Yeah, so, whoever has the dump fees, whoever has to dump it should get the higher percent.
Of course. But what is a percentage? I see 5%. I've heard 10%. I just want to make sure I'm being fair to the other guy. So 10%, 5%.
Yeah, I think 10% because really the only thing you're doing is getting the lead. You're getting the job. I'm like, you don't want to be.
It doesn't matter. Depends
Think about it this.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry. Think about it this way, Rick. You're getting the job, which is the hardest part of the job, is answering the phone and booking it. That's it. They're going to go do the job. Imagine if Angie's List, Google was only charging 10% per job. Holy shit, we'd all be rich. You see what I mean? You're doing them a favor, brother. You're doing them a favor at 10%. There's no reason for 5%, Jeffrey. Erase that. I'm going to delete that. 5%. Get that out of here. 10%. I don't even charge that. I just told, and Orson's like, hey, you should take, he did a $2,000 job that I gave him a few weeks ago. I said, Orson, don't give me any money. Buy me steak dinner. You know? And he bought me steak. What do we do? We went to Waffle House or something. But yeah.
No, we went to that good steakhouse.
What do we do, bro?
Oh,
we had barbecue.
I took him to a nice restaurant.
Man, it was nice.
We went to
my boy broke bread for me. He broke bread. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was real thankful. I was real
God, I can't stop thinking of that, Rick. Okay, go ahead, Carson. Carson's gonna speak. Everybody be quiet.
Rick has more overhead than probably 95% of the people in this meeting. If he was giving out jobs at 10%, he's going to lose money. So what I do, being that I have high overhead, let's say that my full load is $750, and let's say that someone's willing to do it for $500, like is their full load rate. Well, I just take the difference because I have a lot more overhead going into my business that I can't do 10%. I would lose money by giving that lead away. I would basically be spending money to give that lead away.
That makes sense too. It makes sense too. I mean,
I think it really depends if you're paying for the lead or if the lead is
I'm the
free.
guy giving the gig. Man, I have no investment. If you throw me a $450 job and I got to pay you, is it I got to pay you I pay you 50 and I get a $450 job.
You're winning. Yeah, I'll take that all day.
And my dump fee's $180. I'll still take that.
I'll still take that too.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point, Carson. Don't get me lie. You make a good point. Or, I mean, Indio, go ahead, Indio.
So I'm taking this from Ricardo's playbook. When he has these hoarder, let's say you don't like doing hoarder homes, but when they have hoarder homes, he gets all these companies who are his friends, his peoples, and he says, "How much is a load for you?" All right, I got. You come to work, boom, you give them a load. You still making that money at that top price, so you could do a per load. If they have a 16-foot, how much is your cost per load? If it's 600, okay, boom. I mean, that's another way to do that too. If you ever want to go down that hoarder thing, so you show up, so you invite all these kids, you call them out, and say, hey, listen, how much is your load? All right, got a job for you, 2 weeks, boom. And you schedule them, you work them out. I'll give you a load or 2 loads, depending on what you can afford. That's another. I got that from the Ricardo playbook.
So basically, like what Carson was saying. So if their full load price, say, is $700, there was a lot of talk in there, Carson. How does that work? Did you say?
Yeah. So to recap, if my full load rate is $750,
right,
and I know that their full load rate is $500, then what I'm going to do is charge the customer $750, which is my normal rate, have them do it for $500, and I keep the difference.
Correct.
Yeah, because what we deal with is everybody. Not too many people out there have a 20 cubic yard truck that I do, right? And the industry standard is 15. A lot of these guys are going around with 12. I mean, I'm trying to figure out the balance of.
Okay, so this is a good one, Brandon. What do you charge for your full trailer, Brandon?
480, 18 cubic yards.
All right, Brandon, have I ever paid you $480 for that trailer?
500.
Okay, Clinton, what do you charge for your trailer, Clinton?
500.
500. I'm going to tell you something. Clinton's trailer is a little smaller than Brandon's. I think that's right, Clinton. I think your trailer's. Oh, now you have the
bigger.
Now you have a bigger one. Now you do. Okay. I would offer, when I make this deal, here's what I do. I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to say Orson, because Orson charges 400. I'm going to say, Orson, I need a full load on Friday. I'm going to give you 400. Okay. I'll see you 400, 9 a.m. Friday. He'll say, yeah. Brandon, what's up, man? What are you doing? Not much. Oh, what do you got, Brandon? I need a full load on Friday. I'll give you 400 for it. Brandon's not going to turn me down. He's going to say yes because he wants to work. Not only that, but he gets a full load where he works with other companies. We're having a good time. Clinton, I'm going to do the same thing in Clinton. Hey, Clinton, do you want to work with me? 400 bucks full trailer? Yeah, sure. Let's go. And then boom, I got 3 companies. Now the job is about a $4,000 job. I'm going to pay these guys 3 loads. I mean, 1 load a piece. That's 3 loads, and it should get the job done. So I'm going to be out those $1,200. I'm going to make $5,000 off of it, and I win. See what I mean? I'm going to win no matter what. But that's how I price stuff. That's how I price stuff. Now we know, Brandon, that on that $17,000 job, you took nothing home with you. Your load was empty. You took nothing. Herrera took nothing. Maddie took nothing. The only person that took a load was Jaman. There was another company that didn't take anything. Also, they won, but instead of saying, "Hey guys, you're not taking a load, let me just pay that." No, these guys helped all day. I paid them regardless the money that I told them. I said, "Guys, just here's the 400 bucks. Take the money. You're not taking a load," because it was an eviction. We came the next day, and there was nothing to take the next day. So I won that thing. Yeah, I won that thing, and I still paid y'all cash, and everybody left. Everybody's happy. We put a little work in. Hey, is that what the day that we argued about the fucking refrigerator, brother, and the lady got mad at me? Brandon?
100%.
Oh my God! What a shit show that was, wasn't it? Oh my God! And I refused to do it. Oh my gosh! Oh my God! I want to
So basically, and I saw someone's comment here. One of the things you got to deal with, at least for us, let's say there's a they pay with check. Regardless, and it goes on my books. It's going to show I got paid $5,000 for that job, but in reality, I got paid, let's say 500. I'm just throwing out a number, right? So I got to put that on my records. I made 500 or 5,000, but really I made, unless I put out 4,000, 4,500 with the subcontractors, but either way, it almost makes you upside down in what you declare to what you actually make. You follow me?
I'll tell you something. I'm glad you brought that up, Rick. I'm glad you backed that. Orson, you worked that job with me in Dallas, the horrendous job, and the guy gave me $10,000. You remember that, Orson? Yeah. How did he pay me?
With cash. Right.
I can't hear you, Orson.
He brought you cash?
He counted $10,000 to me cash. Do you think I reported $1 of that?
Oh, I get that. I'm not talking that. Most people out here, if it's that much or whatever, they're not paying me cash.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to be check, Venmo, Zelle, whatever.
Yeah.
Credit card. But either way, and I obviously go over everything with my accountant, but either way, what I'm going to show on my records as revenue, well, I guess it's not profit.
Yes, definitely not. Indio, go ahead, Indio.
When you're a subcontractor, isn't that an expense? That's an expense. That comes out in your expenses. So that you're paying there's no different than you paying laborers.
That's
so
true.
You write that off as an expense.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Right. And I have a line for subcontractors on my profit and loss sheet.
Yeah. But
I'm also going to 1099 them, right?
You can, yeah. You can. If they can be 1099, yeah, you can. Because I mean, most of us,
I know my accountant.
Most of us don't have the LLC. We just, we on that thin line. You know what I'm saying?
No, I have a tax ID number like most guys do, but
yeah, I have a tax ID number also. Yeah.
India's got a fucking license, and that's it. He's like me. He writes harder than I do.
Yo,
I don't even have a license. Orson knows.
So.
I think the biggest thing is you pay taxes on your profit. You don't pay taxes on your net sales. And so I mean, like a $5,000 job minus
credit card,
500 in expenses, you pay taxes on 500. You don't pay taxes on 5,000.
Oh, I agree. I have tons of deductions. I get that. I'm just wondering how it's done. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing. I'm just wondering how it's done.
We're not. I mean, you're asking great questions. I don't think nobody thinks you're arguing. You want to know how we do it, how I do it, or how anybody else would subcontract job. I don't. I think you're just trying to get information, which is a great thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Great thing.
It's sharing information. Other people got the same questions. We don't know how to ask it.
Right.
I mean, he's asking questions. I don't know how to
Good
ask
question.
it. It's stuff I don't know about. So I'm learning from these guys talking. Okay, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
So thanks for posting and talking, you guys.
Yeah. No, Matt, these are real. This is real right here, Matt. If that's what you're asking. Is that what you asked, Matt? Yeah. Do I work out? Yeah. He asked that. Matt asked that question. Yep. Okay. He's like, sit. Go ahead, Brandon.
You should have enough cash on hand to be able to subcontract. So when you move cash from hand to hand, there's no taxes involved.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. I only accept checks for so Nashville over 1K. Never let someone pay over K with the card. How come, Carson? Okay. So Jeffrey's all into this stuff. Jeffrey's all over the place with this stuff. He wants to know. Listen, Jeffrey, I saw your first question. The original question was, how do you, I think the question was, how do you make money off of hoarder houses? I love hoarder houses. I make my whole month on a hoarder house. And I told Orson right after that, we're done with the hoarder house. I said, let's just make this month with this job, and that's it. And Orson was like, really? I said, dude, let's just make her $7 grand. Let's walk away from this and we'll coast the rest of the month. Orson, you know how I am. Now that I've got older at age, I'm just don't want to fucking work no more like that. We really don't. I just don't want to work. And I want to know another question is why you came late, Matt. What's your excuse on this lateness? You just come in whenever you want. What the fuck? You know, nobody can hear you. I mean, you're late and you can't turn on your mic. You can't even talk. Can't even talk. His mic's not on. He don't care. He's got a beard like he shot somebody. Like he's sniper. He thinks he's American Sniper. Look, he doesn't even know how to turn on his fucking mic. Navy SEAL. I don't know if he's the one that shot Osama bin Laden or whatever. You know, look, he doesn't know how to work his computer. Look at him. He's still trying to figure out the fucking mute button. And he's got sniper number 2, Hanario, over there. Like they go to sniper school together. Look at him. Look at Hanario. He touches his fucking beard like it's lotion. What the fuck is up with this guy? All right. I've never had a check bounce that big. That big, I've never had a check bounce. Oh, Matt's on mute. He's on mute.
My phone was dead because I was working all damn day, and
good.
I had to get on my computer with it. I've never done before.
Okay, good.
Yeah, big job for my real estate agent. Actually, just moving around staging furniture for him.
Good.
$400. No dump fee.
Hey, you're late. You were late for a good reason. Fuck it. Okay, so forget about the whole Chili's thing. We just blew that whole idea, didn't we? We couldn't compare it to. There goes my notes for the week.
Still a good meal.
Yeah, it was a good meal. So we were gonna talk. I'm gonna finish this conversation the next 5 minutes and talk about starting a new business really quick. Okay, I just want to get into this new business idea because I got asked this by somebody earlier, and people always want to start some kind of business because their business is hurting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're trying to get out. And Rick, you said, we talked about this a while back and you were really passionate about it. You should get good at one thing and only do one thing. But Rick, a lot of people, what they do is they suffer in junk removal. They suffer so they think they're going to go do something else, but they don't put everything into it. And today was the first day that my boy Robert has seen us work in the haunted house. And Orson's getting used to what we do in the haunted house. Orson just sees it every fucking day. And he knows what it takes to work the haunted house. And even though that my first priority is junk removal, my number one priority is junk removal, my substitute business is the haunted house. You have to like what you're doing and be passionate about that. And that's exactly what you saw today, us being passionate.
We
about.
worked till 7?
Something, yeah, something
6:30.
like,
Yeah, 6:30 we worked, and we were on the go. We got 7:30 this morning.
Yeah.
8 o'clock. We were on.
And one thing that you saw was me arguing with my sister today.
Discussion. I would say heated discussion.
a very heated discussion, and I want you to tell the people what we were heated about, what we were talking about.
I remember it was just continual. It sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher going off. I'm sure Orson could back it up. He just like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the next room.
So he walked away because Robert's smart. Orson just sits there and watches the fight. Robert takes off, and we're just sitting there arguing. You know what we were arguing about? Is where the placement of the bed was going to go and where the wall was going to go for the haunted house. We take this stuff very serious. We take the business really serious. And Orson, you've seen my sister argue with me about the placement of a fucking mirror, about the placement of a kitchen appliance, Orson. You've seen it happen. And Orson now, he's getting smarter. Orson sits there and takes off because I'll yell at Orson because I'll blame it on Orson. And Orson takes off really fast. He's like, I'm gone. Your sister's on the way. But you've got to be passionate about the job. And my sister's very, very passionate about how she designs each room. If you're going to go start another business, let's say it's a gutter business. Okay.
That's what I did. Yeah. Rain gutters.
Don't just go fucking build a website, throw some advertisements out there and think that's going to work. If you're not going to be passionate about the job,
you can't dabble.
You just can't dabble.
You can't dabble because you're just gonna you're splitting yourself too thin.
And I was having this conversation with Orson the other day, and I was like, Orson, do you think we'll make money doing this haunted house thing? And Orson goes, and he said something funny, not something funny, but something that made me think. He said, as much as work as you put into it. Go ahead, Orson, tell him what you said.
Yeah, I think I was just saying that there's no way that we've put in this much effort and hard work and it's not going to make money. I mean, there's not a single thing in that haunted house that's getting half-assed. We're literally there every day, all day long, all night. Like, I mean, Ricardo, he's one of the hardest working people I've ever met during junk removal. And then this haunted house thing came about, and I'm like, he's working 10 times harder now. I'm like,
today, right?
Literally, there's not a time in the day I won't call him and he's not at that damn haunted house. It's crazy. It's impossible for it not to make money because of how much time he's put into it. It's just impossible. There's no way.
And that's the same thing that if you start another business, man, you got to work those hours. You got to put in that hard work.
Something that made me think of today, we went by the other haunted house. It was the pricing where they're $45 a ticket,
yeah,
and $20 a park. So if you're going to take a family of 4, you're going to blow $200 a night for an hour of entertainment. If you go to your place, it's $25 a ticket and free parking. So now I only spend $100 compared to $200. You got to make your stuff approachable to the normal, I'm going to say the common man. $200 for an hour of entertainment is pretty damn expensive.
And in this economy, we're pulling the chili. So think about it. We're pulling the chili.
That's what I'm saying.
The 3 for me, Orson. We're really doing the 3 for me.
But if you think about it, if $25 an hour, you know, $200, that's almost a day of work just to go for an hour of entertainment for your family.
That's at the cutting edge.
And that doesn't include, that doesn't include driving. It doesn't include food. It doesn't include anything. That's a day of work for an hour of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
That seems kind of steep.
And we're at $100.
Yeah, for the same.
When they're
thing.
at $200.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna take a go ahead, Rick. What you got to say, buddy?
Well, I'd like to kind of go back to the Chili's thing. Can you give a list of things? You know, you laid out some things that Chili's done to cut the fat. Obviously, the way to cut fat with us is to cut our pricing.
Well, yeah, and you know, one of my other things, Rick, and I don't want to hold people up this long, but one of my other things in my notes that I had made was the fact that we could be doing the same thing. They decided to reduce the amount of sponsorship with DoorDash and Uber. Why don't we reduce the amount of advertising and the partnering that we do with ad companies? Because we do that partnering. Because we tend to get tied up in that rat race and we tend to lose money. The same way Chili's was doing with DoorDash and Uber Eats. They were losing money, but they kept on doing it. And we lose money with these advertising and ads companies and, Angie's List and website SEO. We're just blowing money, Rick. We're just blowing money, but we keep on doing it. Well, why don't we learn the lesson? They learned the lesson. They did it. The third one was this. Oh, get this incredible idea. We had this argument with Orson. We had this argument with, I remember Carson and Orson were big proponents about this. If Chili's, a franchise, they have over 1,200 franchises. They're going to open about 380. They closed about 600 this past year, the underperforming store. If Chili's lowers their prices to compete with Whataburgers and the Jack in the Box and the Wendy's and the McDonald's, if they lower their prices, why aren't we lowering our prices in items in junk removal? They're doing it in food. They got the 3 for me. I don't think they made $2 off of us tonight.
No, we killed them on
We killed them on chips. We killed them on chips and hot sauce. The thing about it is that we kept the same price and we keep on keeping the same price. Carson's charging $750 an hour. Right now, price is king. Price is king, Rick. Trust me. Everybody's shopping. And Orson, how many estimates have you missed out on? How many estimates have I missed? Orson, for every one estimate Orson missed out, I've missed out on 3 estimates. If Orson says he's missed out on 3, I missed out on 9. That's how many estimates I've missed out. Why? Because my pricing was wrong and I'm not adjusting to it. But now I am.
We're going on a job tomorrow that this lady had the big blue guys come first, and I'm telling you what, I'm pretty straight up with my pricing, and I try to be fair to us and fair to them. But let's say a full truckload for me $750 because I got a 20-yard truck, right? And I estimated that we're looking at maybe 3 loads, maybe less in this truck. So I'm coming out under $2,000 with this lady, right? And the big blue guys came out. Their initial quote was $16,000, and she talked them down to $8,000. And then she got hold of us, and we came and we did a walkthrough, and I said, I have no idea where they saw this much, but we got the job.
Yeah.
But she's basically called me last week and said,
yeah,
I don't think I'm paying you enough. And I said, listen, I gave you a quote. You want to give us a tip? By all means, give us a tip.
I better give you a tip.
Yeah, so it's weird. $16,000 for something that's clearly not that much. And so I think that's a Chili's thing there, right?
Well, listen, McDonald's ain't Chili's. 100%. 100% McDonald's is not Chili's. McDonald's brought in $235 billion in revenue. I'm sorry, that's not right. McDonald's brought in $45 billion in revenue last year. Chili's brought in $4 billion in revenue. But guess what? Profit margins, Chili's made more than McDonald's, which is incredible. I was like, what the fuck? How much money they're making.
And I think it's a realization too, that if I've only got to say $10, so I'd want to go to McDonald's and get a basic meal, or go to Chili's and just pig out for $10.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, if you haven't gone to Chili's, man, it's a good gig. It's a good gig.
Yeah.
I'm going again.
Yeah.
That $10 meal, you can.
And we're not saying that. We're not, we're not saying that Chili's. Listen, if they're dropping their pricing, I don't understand why we're not dropping our pricing. Car pricing, you can buy a Corvette for $69,000 to $59,000 right now.
Yeah.
You can buy a Corvette for it. Dude, 3 months ago, they were 110. I love Corvettes. I know the prices of Corvettes.
It's like Jeeps. Look at Jeeps does.
Yeah.
Hold
Hold on. Chili's does not give away diabetes. What the fuck? Nick always saying some stupid shit. Nick is always saying shit. There's no diabetes in fucking Chili's. So I'm gonna, the next estimate that I've done, and I told Orson, hey Orson, what job was it the other day that I did that was cheap? And I was like, dude, I just did it to win it. Remember we talked about this shit.
You picked up a washer and dryer, and there was a third dryer or something like that, I think.
Uh-huh.
You did it for free. You just picked it up
I just picked it up. No, we did a job where we're like, the whole trailer was $500 or something like that. And he said, I'm telling you.
Oh, that damn storage unit with the dead rats in it.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Woo! Typically, that would have been $1,000 job for me.
That was $1,000 job.
That was $1,000 job. I did it for $500. And Orson said, I'm telling Carson. I said, Orson, I came in here with about 75% of a trailer anyway. You know what I mean? I'm winning because I already had like $250 in the trailer. No, I had $500 in the trailer.
because you emptied your trailer. It was damn near empty. You had 90% room. And also, that was really 2 of your trailers because I Tetrised the absolute fuck out of that thing to fit as much in as possible, and we still didn't have enough room.
Yeah, he Tetrised the shit out of that stuff. He did. He did. Indio, what do you got to say, Indio? Indio, you have the last question of the night. Indio, you had something to say.
So a couple of points. One is the advertising. I mean, you know, you pretty much are the godfather of that stuff. So you're organic. Nobody could touch you in here and anywhere, as far as I know. Some of us may still have to do a little bit. I mean, I don't suggest. I wish I could be organic and all that stuff. I'm getting there. But yeah, I think some of us would like to be organic or be in the same place. But you got your years. You paid your dues. So the second thing is, as far as going down in price, I'd love to do that too. But my local dump guy, they went up $23 as of October 1st. So if anything, I'm going up a little bit, you know, to meet that need. So I don't know about everybody else, because when I put that up somewhere, everybody's like, "Oh, we already pay $100." Well, I wasn't paying $100. They went up $23. So I'm like, come on, man, that's crazy.
Indio, I understand. I'm reading this thing over here with Junk Guys Nashville. Or Carson, I'm going to tell you something, Carson. And I'm going to tell you straight up. I've had this business for over 17 years. I've ran more than just this business. This is your first business, brother. If you don't lower your pricing, that's totally up to you. That is a total thing that you want to do. When I go do an estimate and my estimate's $3,000, now it's $2,000. I've lowered my estimate pricing. My single items are the same thing. I'm not charging $150. I'm still charging $150 for trampolines and satellite dishes. I'm not changing that. But when I'm doing a huge house, I now know that there's more competition out there because people are broke. Not competitors, not saturation. As people are giving cheaper prices. Orson, you know that, Orson. You've seen the market out there. Say something.
No, yeah,
say something.
People are really, really cheap right now. They don't want to pay.
Don't want to pay. And maybe, Carson, you're not out there doing these estimates like me and Orson are, because we're daily doing them. We're daily doing them. And we're missing out on them because sometimes our prices are too big. You know, and big job, okay, you say big jobs aren't frequent now. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you're right about that, because we're missing out on them because our prices are too high. We have to be able to start slashing and lowering our pricing. And I don't understand if you're fucking Friendly Chevrolet, Carson, if you're fucking you're selling Corvettes, or what you doing out there, brother? Are you the fucking next Chili's? Is Carson the next Chili's, or what's going on with you?
The question I've got real quick is there, if we're not getting the jobs, the bigger jobs per se, is that because there's less houses with cleanups, or is it the same amount and we're just not getting the gigs?
Okay, so that's a great question. He says a great question there. Are there not enough houses? Okay, definitely there are not enough houses. There aren't enough houses. But another thing, price will always be king.
Yes.
Regardless, I don't care what people say, price is king. Cash is king. Price is king. And there's a big old separation on that. Price will always be king. And if your price is too high, I'm going to outbid Carson every day. I'm going to outbid Carson. I'm going to show up with my $400 trailer that looks identical to his his $750 trailer. I'm just going to outbid him just to get the job. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to go home and be happy while he's sitting at home playing Call of Duty. You know what I mean? You sit there all day and play Call of Duty. When Kamala gives first-time home buyers $25K, we will all be this motherfucker. This motherfucker. All right, we'll leave with that comment right there. All right, guys, we're done. We're done. Good night, everybody. I will see everybody next Tuesday. This was a good meeting. This was a really good meeting. This was a good one. All right, we'll get back into it next week. We'll bring up some topics. By the way, guys, if you got a topic we want to talk about, like I think Canario brought one up last week. We brought up the subject about it. Let's talk about email me, send me a text. Let's talk about that, and we'll see what that's what we talk about.
Yeah. If you don't hear from me in Indio next week, send help. You're about to get banged up with a hurricane.
Oh snap! Snap!
We're trying
Hey.
to make that. We're trying to make that hurricane money, bro.
Yeah.
Clean up your
Yeah.
stuff, bro. For real.
Yeah, I
what-
got a team on standby.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. And when are we doing the haunted house next week? No, it's the week after that, right, Orson?
Week after.
Yeah, the week after.
It's the week out. Yeah, we still got one more full this week and then next week and then on top.
We'll know. Hey guys, we'll know if I'm gonna quit. We'll know if I'm gonna quit Junker Room or not.
All right, good night, guys.
We're gonna know.
He's not gonna quit, guys.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye. You're young.